Okay, I'm afraid they're going to fall, but it's that time of the year, guys. It's everything I need in 2023 time. So let me just put this down because I feel stupid talking with these piles in my hands, and I'm really spent that much time ordering my knits. I don't want to ruin everything right now, so just give me a second. Okay, so hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elisa and this is everything I need in 2023. It's finally that time of the year. I didn't think I wasn't planning on filming these kind of videos because usually when I follow a designer throughout the year, I find these kind of videos a little bit boring sometimes. But I saw that there are a lot of people who are new to this channel, so welcome actually. And I thought it could have been something nice. Another reason why I was a little bit afraid of making or filming this video is because I didn't think I produced that many finished objects, but actually I have like 23 if I'm not wrong, which is huge. Like, I knit so much this year and I'm so proud of myself because everything I knit this year, or most of the garments and things and accessories I knit this year, I wear them a lot, which is the biggest success for me. So let me take my notes because I would like to introduce a little bit this video. So today we're going to talk about 23 finished objects, of which I have 7 sweaters, 3 sleepovers or vests, 3 tops plus 1 long-sleeved top, 1 dress, 7 accessories and a pair of socks. I will go in chronological order, I think, also to vary a little bit between, you know, sweaters, tops and accessories. And I'll try to list them all down below in the description box, even if I know that description boxes have a maximum number of characters. So if there's something you don't if there's something you want to know but it's not written in the description box, simply go to my Ravelry page. I should have everything on there, but if you're curious about something and don't want to go on my Ravelry, just drop a comment down below and of course I'll answer you. Hi guys, Editing Elisa here. So I was just editing this video and I realized that it's definitely too long. So what we're going to do is that I'm going to divide my everything I need in 2023 in 2 parts. Of course, chronological order. So right now you're going to see part 1 of everything I need in 2023. Let's get back to the video. So I think we can start with my everything I need in 2023, starting with the first finished object. I hope this video is going to be okay because I think it's going to be a very long one and I think I'm gonna be tired at the end, so I'm already saying sorry for me being a little bit fuzzy or rumbly at the end especially. So let's start with the first one, which is my Sophie shawl. Like, at the beginning of this year, I was a little bit, I don't know, I didn't feel like knitting that much or putting that much energy into knitting because I had a new job. I was working as a waitress, and also I just moved back home from Bologna, where I lived for my university courses, and I just needed a very simple garment, so I decided to knit a Sophie shawl with some yarn I had in stash. In this case we have Malabrigo Arroyo, which is actually not the yarn weight, it is requested by the pattern, but this is just because I didn't buy the pattern. I already had the pattern for my Sophie scarf, and I just adapted it to the I just lengthened it in some ways and made it with a slightly thinner yarn. I think this is a sort of sport weight, maybe also decayed, but more of a sport weight. It is end dyed, so you can see that there are a lot of variations within the colors of the shawl. And I wear these so much. I wear this so much. Let me show you how I wear this. Okay, I usually wear it like this. It's not super long, but it's perfect because I have a coat and I usually tuck these ends into my coat. And I'm ready to go. It's very warm, it's very cozy, I love the color. It's sort of a colder color in comparison to what I'm used to wear. But I like it, especially when I have maybe black trousers on. I think that these very purpley color suits the total outfit, the general look that I like to have. What else can I tell you? Oh yes, I should do some scarf surgery because I cut this end too short and now it has popped out. But like, you know, sometimes the easiest thing and the fastest things are the ones you don't want to do, and that's the case. And I'd say on to the next one. This one was great. I love it. I wear it every day. Second knit of the year was a sweater, but it wasn't for me. It's this monster here. This is the zipper sweater Light Man by Petite that I knit for my boyfriend. This one is made out of a yarn that I bought from a company which is based here in Italy and which is called Maeko Tessuti, and this is yak yarn. It's very soft, even if I remember that when I was working on it, it felt a little bit rough on my hands. I don't know, this was the first time for me knitting with yak yarn, and it was actually, I love the finished objects, and my boyfriend too. I knit size extra small for him, I think. This is what I wrote on Ravelry, so I have to trust what I wrote there. And I think it's great, I think it's beautiful. My boyfriend wears it all the time. He tells me that it's the perfect sweater because it's not too heavy. It's warm, but not too warm for our climate. He also has a sweater that I knit him with merino wool and mohair, but he tells me that he never wears that because it's too warm for him. But for this one, I remember the process being, of course, Petite writes very clear instruction. Also, sewing in the zipper was hard, but the instructions and the videos were very helpful and really very clear, I would say. And yes, I'm thinking about knitting one for myself. Now that I have the pattern for the zipper sweater Light Man, I think I could use that one to knit a sweater for myself, of course. Just without buying the female version of this sweater. I think it's great. Like last week we were at a restaurant for my sister's birthday, and she asked my boyfriend where he bought this sweater, and he was like, your sister made this. And I was like, you know, if you're a knitter, you know how beautiful and wonderful it is to hear someone asking you where you bought a sweater that you actually made. This is the best compliment ever, and I'm so happy. Yes, this one was great, and my boyfriend loves it. So I think well done. This was a complete success. Then it's time for... Sorry, I have to throw my knits everywhere. Then it's time for a knit that I don't have here with me. Last year, around February, I knit the Sommernacht Shawl by by Eviknitwear. I bought the yarn from a yarn dyer which is based here in this area of Italy, northern Italy, around Lake Como, and it was hand dyed. And I used that yarn to knit the Sommernacht Shawl for my grandmother, and she is very happy about that shawl. I will insert some pictures here and there. Probably it's better if I move a little bit here so that I can add pictures in this spot. But yeah, what did I say? What do I think about this? I think the yarn was a little bit rough on my hands, but I really enjoyed the pattern. I didn't really feel like knitting a garment in that period of the year, so I was actually knitting on this shawl which has also a little bit of a lace detail, which was very fun and very, you know, easy to memorize, let's say. So it was actually the perfect knit for that period. It was a labor of love, because at a certain point I had like more than 300, maybe 400 stitches on my needles. My needles were too small, my cords, my needle cords were too small, but it was a success. My grandma always has that. She wears it a lot, but she doesn't go out from the house anymore, so she always keeps that close to her bed so that when she is a little bit cold, she can just throw it on her shoulders and she's good, she's okay to go. This always makes me super proud, because my grandma actually was a knitter back in her, you know, when she was younger, and so knowing that she really appreciates something that I knit is like, you know, having some sort of recognition from someone who has years and years of knitting experience, while I started knitting only 3 years ago, and I think that this is super special, especially because it gives me another, you know, level of connection with her. She really understands what I make when I show her my knits, and so knowing that she appreciates what I made for her makes me really proud and happy, let's say. Now on to the next one, because we have a lot of them. This was the first test knit of the year, and it's my Victoria scarf test knit. Actually, I don't wear this one because my mom like loves it, and she always takes it and uses it. She always takes it and uses it, and so yeah, this was a test knit for Orsa Makes. I really love her, you know, both her Instagram account and also her YouTube channel, so go check her out. I really love this scarf. It's like this beautiful scarf with these elongated cables, and I don't know, it's so classy and it's so refined in some ways without being, you know, just stockinette, I think. I made this with some cashmere that I had in my stash, which was gifted to me by a friend who produces cashmere sweaters using machines. It's something weird, but she had some leftovers that she couldn't use for her making, and so she gave that to me. And I think it's super soft. Like, this one is so soft, and I should probably make another one for myself, I think. My mom usually wears it, I think, this way. I don't know, it's a little bit short. Yeah, but I usually, like, I'd love to wear it like this, like a sort of neck warmer, of course, more than a true scarf. You could make it longer, of course. The idea is always that one that you also had for the Sophie shawl, for which you start increasing, then you arrive at the middle, and then you start decreasing. So you could wait the yarn quantity that you have start to increase, and then when you're at the half of your yarn quantity, you can start to decrease and you can have a sort of shawl instead of a scarf. I think the color is beautiful. Maybe I can show you better. It's not completely blue, it also has some hues, some lighter hues, and yes, beautiful. I call this a success because my moms love it. My mom loves it, even if I don't wear this. Well, it doesn't matter. I have other scarves for myself, and so this is good. This is really, really good. Okay, on to the next one. Always throwing my knits everywhere. Sorry, I don't have a space for filming anymore, so I have to do with what I have. The fifth garment, the fifth finished object of my year is a finished object that is super special because it reminds me of a trip that I had with my boyfriend in February where I bought this yarn. We went to Copenhagen, which is like the, I don't know, which is like Disneyland for knitters. And I bought some yarn and I made this vest number 2 spring edition by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Look at how drapey this is. It's beautiful and I'm always like amazed and stunned by how soft this is. Okay, let me try it on maybe. Okay. This is actually one of my favorite outfits. So, yes. I hope my hair is okay right now. So this one was made with Knitting for Olive Merino in the color Plum Rose, I think. Let me take my, yes, in the colorway Plum Rose. Held together with Ito Sensai Silk Mohair in the color 303 Cherry Blossom. I decided to buy the Ito mohair because it had in a 20 gram skein, you had like 240 meters against like Knitting for Olive, for which in a skein you only have 212 meters. I thought that spending a little bit more, because this was like 11 euros per skein, I could have, you know, instead of buying 3 balls of Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair, I could buy only 2 balls of Ito Sensai. So this was a sort of a bargain for me, even if I spent more for a single skein. I knit size medium because I wanted a little bit of, you know, of positive ease, and also because there was a little bit of gauge, I remember. So my gauge was a little bit smaller. It wasn't 10 centimeters, so I decided to size up, but to keep the fabric as I liked it, because yeah, I didn't want to have like a garment made with beautiful yarn, but that I didn't want to use because of the fabric quality, in a sense. Maybe I can turn also to let you see the back, which I love. I love the details, I love everything in this piece. I love the color. I think this, you know, very warm pink really suits me. And I cannot wait for the warmer weather to wear this one in this moment, now that I'm trying it on. I love it when I wear it with maybe a long sleeve t-shirt underneath, or also with maybe a shirt underneath. It's very, you know, the color is a little bit different, but if you wear it with a very basic and neutral layering piece, this one is perfect. It gives a sort of a fun twist to your outfit without being too weird, too different, I'd say. And yes, every time I wear this, it remembers me, it makes me think about my Copenhagen days and how I would like to live there, actually. I think that we can go to the next one again. In March I was obsessed with sleepovers and vests because I didn't have any sleepover or vest in my wardrobe, but I find them so perfect with the Italian, you know, spring, when maybe in the morning it's a little bit chilly, but during the day it becomes a little bit warmer. And so when Fibertales posted a call for tester for her Blomstring sleepover, I thought, oh my god, I need this one. And so here it is, my Blomstring sleepover. I think it's beautiful. I love this one also because it's a little bit more romantic than what I'm used to wear. Maybe I can try this on. I wore this so much when I was in the Netherlands, actually. Okay, sorry for the noise. I wore this so much when I was in the Netherlands because, again, it was summer, but you know, Dutch summer is not that hot somehow. It was very rainy and very cold. It has these beautiful strings that you can tie, and I think this one would be beautiful with also a dress underneath. So starting with the garment, I knit size small and I used Manchelopis by Wooldreamers in a colorway Blanco, I think. Yes, well, it's the natural white. I love this one. I love how it fits me. I love how you know, super oversized it is on me, while but at the same time, since this one is open on the sides, I don't think it hides too much my body, in a sense that I still have a shape somehow. I love the yarn. It was my first time knitting with unspun yarn, and I think that Manchelopis is beautiful because it's super soft. I love it. It holds up pretty nicely because I can't see a lot of, you know, peeling. And the only thing about Manchelopis and these specific pattern are the flowers. Like, embroidering with unspun yarn, no, it's a big no. Don't do that to yourself, guys. Or if you want to do that, be aware of the, you know, the craziness of what you're doing. Like, I use so much yarn to just get these little flowers. Maybe I can come a little bit closer to show you these flowers. I really love them. I think they're super nice, especially the smallest one. And I also love the pattern. I wear this a lot with big shirts underneath. When I want that sort of more romantic and dramatic look. When I feel a little bit more, you know, with my head in the clouds, I would say. And there's nothing much to say. The pattern is clear. I don't think this one is a pretty hard knit. I also inserted some elastic here because I didn't want it to be very super loose. The pattern is pretty easy. Fibertales also has a let's say a video tutorial on how to make these flowers. So it was very easy to understand what she wanted you to do. On the pattern, you have to, while you make the front panel, you have to make some bubbles to make the central part of the flowers. And all in all, I think it's a good pattern, and probably if you want to get used to Fibertales way of writing patterns, this one is a good option and a good choice. I used less than, for size small, I used less than 2 skeins, 2 plates of Manchelopis, which is an unspun yarn with 2 threads already, how can I say, wound up together in the plate. So this was perfect. I didn't have to, you know, move around with 2 plates of Manchelopis. And yeah, I love the experience, and I'm actually using Manchelopis again in this exact moment in time. But take this out. Let's take this out. We are at finished object number 6 and we have to go to 23. Yeah, but this is going. Again, my hair, actually my bangs. This is going to be very hard for my bangs. After that, another page of finished objects. Finished objects. Now, finished object number 7 is my twist loop top by Other Loops, and I have it here. I knit this one for my boyfriend's graduation because I wanted to wear something that I made by myself. And yeah, oh my god, I love this one. It's so nice. I need to make another one, I think. So this pattern is by Other Loops. I love her patterns. I think they're so well, you know, detailed and curated. I knit this one with Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, and I think my yarn choice was not that good actually, because this is a very, you know, you need memory for this kind of fabric with a 3x2 rib, yes. And Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino is made of, I think, 70% cotton and 30% merino, so sometimes it flares out a little bit, especially here at the bottom where I tuck it into my pants. Another thing about this garment is the you know, here the armholes. They're super deep. Probably I should have knit a size smaller. I knit size small, I think, for this garment, yes. What I did to solve this issue was to put an elastic thread through the armholes so that they could stay a little bit, they could be cinched in a little bit more. And actually, this one needs some some top surgery, I think, because I think that these elastic came undone in some ways. Yes, I think so. The yarn is holding up beautifully, I think. I wore this so much as layering piece during the spring and summer, and you know, you can see just a little bit of peeling here on the shoulders, maybe because I had, you know, my bag on my shoulder, or also here around the sleeves, but that's it. There's nothing else here. I love this one. I remember that when I bought the yarn and it came home, I wasn't very happy about the color, because the colorway is Piglet, and I'm not that happy because it appeared to be a little bit lighter maybe, or a little bit yellower on the screen, but when it arrived, it's just too close to my skin tone. You can see there. Maybe I can do it like this. Yes, it's very close to my skin tone, and I was afraid that I would have seemed, you know, naked while wearing these, but actually probably the fact that you have these beautiful cables in the middle really helped not seeming like naked, if I can say so. But yeah, for the rest, loved it. I used the 2.75mm needles because these had a very small gauge, and I'm also a loose knitter, so I had to size down a little bit, and I love it. Next finished object is actually what I'm wearing. It's the Naked Top by Nakedknit. And I knitted these while I was in my first month in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, where I went to have my university internship. I knitted these with a yarn which has no brand. I don't know the brand and don't know anything about this yarn because I bought it at a local market. But I think it was a good one. Like, the thread is super thin. You can see that from the you know, the sleeve. It's super thin, but I really love the fabric. It's a perfect layering piece. It also has some textures because, as you can see, the thread is pretty uneven, but I really like it. And also, you know, it was a super small gauge. It was something like 40 stitches per 10 centimeters. I don't want to say stupid things, but it was a little bit, it was very small. So having these changes in the yarn really helped me, you know, go through this project. For this project, I started at the bottom, and then I went up. At a certain point, I divided for the front and the back, and then rejoined them, paying attention to knit the back a little bit longer, just to have some sort of shaping, short rows, something like that. And then I picked up around the armholes to knit the sleeve. It was the first time for me knitting a bottom-up garment, but I really like the construction. Also, there's not a true sizing. Like, the pattern gives you the maths, let's say, to build the perfect naked tee for your own measurements. And I think I did a pretty good job. Like, maybe the worst thing is this part on the armpits, on the armholes, which is a little bit bigger, but actually I like it. I don't think it's it has too many problems, too many fit problems, and I should have probably knit the sleeves a little bit longer, but this is just preference. I actually have a little bit of leftover, and it would be so fast to knit the sleeves longer, but I can't be bothered if I can say that. It's a perfect layering piece. I always wear it also underneath my sweaters when it's too cold outside, especially in the morning. This one really keeps you very warm. Like, I'm wearing just these in this moment, and I'm perfectly fine with the temperature that we have in here. So yeah, and also I love the color. I was smart enough to choose a very neutral color so that I can wear this one underneath pretty much everything, and it really suits my wardrobe when it comes to, you know, neutral colors and very light but at the same time warm colors. So this one is perfect. What can I say? Yes, I finished this one. I knit this one in 1.5 months, which is not that bad if you think about the such a thin gauge. I love naked knit patterns and designs, and I want to knit something else from them this year, maybe a bralette or something. So if you have any recommendations about naked knit patterns, please write them in the comments, as always. And then we arrived to spring, and we arrived to summer. I was in the Netherlands, so you do not have to expect very, you know, light garment, but I have actually 2 tops and 1 vest. The first one was actually a test knit for knitting gear. Yes, it's beautiful, I know. This one is called the Minou top. It's by Knitting Gear. I test knitted for her, and I tested size small, if I'm not wrong. Yes, let's take my notes. Yes, and I knit this in BC Garn Bio Balance in the colorway 18 or Lavender. I do not have anything of this color in my wardrobe, so I think it's really beautiful. I can try this on with my naked tee underneath. It's going to be a little bit weird, but I just want to let you see the fit. It's pretty cropped, as you can see, and also at the back you have a huge, you know, it's very low, but at the same time it's enough high to cover my bra. I love this because it's really bra friendly. Also the here it's wide enough to cover everything, and I also love the yarn. This holds up pretty well. I didn't wear this so much because it's a 50% cotton, 50% merino, so I wore this when I was in the Netherlands, but when I came back home and it was still summer, this was too hot for Italian weather. And it was my first time knitting a garment with half fisherman's rib, actually, and I love it. Like the cable details, maybe I can come a little bit closer to let you see. The cable details is beautiful. It was so fun and so entertaining. You start at the top and you knit each, you knit the right and left front and right and left back, and then you join it around and then you continue. So it's a pretty normal construction, but having the half fisherman's rib really helped me being entertained by this knit, even if it was something that I had already done in the past, because a lot of summer tops have this kind of construction. I love the color, and I also love the fact that it's cropped, because usually in summer I wear very high-waisted linen pants, so this pairs beautifully and perfectly. And I only used 2 skeins of BC Garn Bio Balance, I think, or maybe 2 skeins and a little bit. So this is a very affordable and cheap project, I think. I don't remember actually how much a skein of BC Garn Bio Balance is, but it's not that much. I think that with around 20 euros you could get away with a top, which is usually what you pay for a top when you are in Zara or H&M, I think. So this one is very nice. Now I can't wait for it to be spring or summer to wear this one again. The next one is another test knit, actually. It's the Sailor Swift top by Kutovakika. I just knitted this one for her. I love this one. I want to make another one next year, or actually this year in 2024. So it was a test knit for Kutovakika. I was a little bit worried because, as you may know, she has a very short period of time for her test knit. The deadlines are very short, let's say. But I thought, well, okay, it's a top. It's in DK weight. I don't have to knit the sleeves. I can do that. So I simply knitted this one in Holst Garn Coast. It's a very soft yarn. I really like it. It's a mix. I don't actually remember the percentage, but it's wool and cotton. And I held 2 strands together of the same yarn. The main color, so the blue one, is navy blue, while the stripes are in the colorway Ivory, and I really like it. In the, when you turn it, you can see how I changed color. I simply didn't cut the yarn, and the pattern has you make jogless stripes, even if it wasn't super good for me, but still I think it's okay. Nobody's going to look at my side, It's a pretty different garment for me, not because it's a top, it's a sort of tank top, but because it's very dark and I usually prefer lighter colors. But yes, I wear this a lot because it pairs well with almost every pants that I have for my summer. Again, this one is very hot, but somehow for its classic style and shape and everything, I wear this so much during the summer, even if it was a little bit too hot for this kind of fabric. It's heavy, actually. I want to knit this one again in this summer, maybe in cotton, and I will size down. I think I knit size small. Maybe I could knit size extra small just to prevent cotton to flare a little bit and to become a little bit looser, I think. Yes, I love this one, and it was my first stripy garment, now that I think about that. just, it's lovely. Let's see if I have to say something else about this one. No, it's holding up great actually. I wore this so much, as I told you, and the Oscar Coast, it's like it's not peeling at all. Maybe the only problem that I had with the yarn is that the blue bled so much, and I was so worried about the white becoming, you know, light blue or something like that. But I just washed it 2 or 3 times and it was perfectly fine. It's okay. Like, as you can see, my white, my ivory, my white is still white. So good job. I was lucky, I think. But yeah, this one's great. Need another one, definitely. Okay, and then we come to probably one of my favorite knits of this year, probably my favorite one, which is, no, I don't know if it's my favorite one. Definitely it is second place, let's say, but it's my Vilma top by Gregoria Fibers. Oh my god, this one, I love this one. Okay, so it was my first time knitting a Gregoria Fibers pattern design, and I actually loved her writing style. Everything was pretty clear and super well thought. Like, I didn't expect so much thought into a vest. I really wanted to knit this one because, you know, the details. It's a vest, but it's not that usual vest, which is just stockinette to put on everything. I usually wear these with, you know, also maybe a t-shirt or long sleeve tops, but very simple ones, not, you know, very dramatic camisoles or blouses or shirts, just because I think that these vest should be the star of the outfit. This one is knitted bottom up, and you start here at the bottom, but you don't have a normal ribbing. You have this beautiful lacy ribbing down here, which continues on, and you also have these little details, these little flowery and leafy details, I would say. I just love that. Maybe I can show you also the back. Beautiful, because it continues also in the back. And I love the details in twisted rib. I think it complements all of the lacy details like beautifully and perfectly with a normal 2x2 ribbing or 1x1 ribbing. It wouldn't have been the same, I guess. I chose some buttons, which I think pairs very beautifully with the style of these garment. I knit this one, and I also love the details here on the shoulders with this 3-needle bind off, which is visible and creates a sort of, you know, braid on your shoulders. And from here you can see that there are also some short rows here on the shoulders, just to make the bottom part of this vest go being perfectly aligned with this now and then. It doesn't do that because I did a horrible job blocking it, but still it should do that. I knit this one with Filcolana Peruvian Highland wool in a colorway Marzipan Melange, if I'm not wrong. It was the first time for me knitting with Filcolana and trying out Peruvian Highland wool. And my idea is that I want an entire sweater made out of Filcolana Peruvian Highland wool because I love the experience of working with it. It's twisted, but it doesn't untwist. It's very, you know, usually I have some rowing out when knitting flat, but actually for this part, when you knit flat, it didn't happen for me, which is great. And I really want an entire sweater made out of this. I love the color. I love also I love how it worked up. And what else? What else can I tell you? Yeah, just Probably my favorite knit. Oh yes, the gauge was a little bit weird. I remember that I gauge swatch and I was perfectly on gauge, and then I started knitting, and then I realized this was becoming just huge, and so I frogged it and I started knitting the smallest size, which is size 1. Probably I wasn't really on gauge, I don't know. But I told you that I knitted this flat only for the upper part, but actually this one is open. Yes, I'm tired. We're not even at the halfway through. Yes, so maybe from here you can see better the you know, the details, the twisted rib, and then also the details at the bottom. This one is gorgeous. It's probably my favorite piece, and when I want someone to compliment my knitting skills, I usually wear this one. I don't know if that's stupid, but yeah, it's my favorite one. As I told you, I love a lot of the sweaters that I made this year. So I'm sorry if I just keep telling you I love this one, I love that other one, I'm in love with that, I'm in love with that other one. It's just that I did a great job this year, not at the end of the year, and you will see why, but definitely with the Vilma top by Gregoria fibers I did a great job, and I can't wait to knit another Gregoria fibers pattern. Then we come to the end of my Dutch adventure. And I knitted this sweater, which is the piece of silver sweater by Vera Ranimaki, but modified. I had 3 skeins of Holst Garn super soft in a colorway Kingfisher, and I didn't know what to make with it, and I had no more yarn when I was in the Netherlands, so I just decided to use that one for a very simple project, and now I'm stupid. I'm trying this one on with this underneath, but yeah, I will seem very stupid, but yeah. So of course I didn't, I wanted it long sleeve, but three balls of Holst Garn super soft was not enough to make for a sweater for myself. This one is heavily modified. First of all, of course, short sleeves or halfway sleeves, I don't know how to call them. Then I cropped it a little bit. I also made the collar. This pattern has a turtleneck collar. I decided not to make it that long, also because I knew that I couldn't make the sleeves. And then also for the short rows, this pattern has short rows in the back, and I decided to use a technique that I was more familiar with, which is the simply turn, how do you call it? I just turned my work. I didn't do the wrap and turn technique, which was suggested by the pattern, because I can never remember how to do that. Love the color, love the fit. It's a bit, this yarn is a bit scratchy, but after washing and blocking, it became way better. I love the color. Maybe I can come a little bit closer because it's not a very solid green, but it has some hues and differences, and it was fun to knit with that one. Yeah, the only issue is that this one is a wool garment. It has short sleeves. It is not practical for this weather. So I don't really know what to do with this one. I wore this a lot when I was in the mountains, on vacation in the mountains with my boyfriend, because there you have, yeah, it's hot, but at the same time there's that chilly wind, for which this one was perfect. But when it comes to Italian summers, a wool t-shirt is no, it's a no for me. I'm sorry. So I don't really know what to do with this one. Probably I'll keep this one, maybe to use it for the weird days. But yeah, this simply helped me go through the last couple of weeks in the Netherlands. I had my knitting and I was happy at the moment, so that's fine, that's okay, I'm happy with that. Just, I don't think that I can wear this a lot. I like it, but I don't love it. Let's make it like that, okay? Yeah, so this is the end of the first part of my knits, actually. Okay guys, this was part 1 of everything I knit in 2023. Thank you so much for watching. As I told you, there is going to be a second part about everything I knit from, let's say, June, July, August up to December. So if you want to stick around and get to know what I knit in the second half of 2023, please subscribe to the channel. This will help me incredibly, and also give a like to this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye and happy knitting.